Walk into a modern, well-kept commercial office, and the environment feels completely secure. The floors are spotless, the air feels dry, and everything looks perfectly safe to the naked eye. But right beneath that visible layer of carpet, highly established biological colonies are often actively eating through the underlay and attacking the subfloor. We regularly measure relative humidity exceeding 80%, trapped beneath completely dry-looking carpet tiles. Severe, health-threatening mold thrives in buildings that show absolutely no visible water damage on the surface. Commercial carpet mold is a massive structural and health liability. Facility managers often miss the early signs, discovering the problem only after the damage to the building materials has become irreversible. To understand how this happens, we have to look at the building's infrastructure. Carpet mold is usually a symptom of unseen failures in the building envelope. A major culprit is the ground floor slab, where rising damp migrates out of the concrete, wicking upward into the carpet. Another vulnerability sits above. A blocked HVAC drain silently rains water into the ceiling void, saturating the environment below. The moment that hidden moisture strikes a commercial carpet, a biological clock starts ticking. This line graph comparing salvage success against time shows why the response window is rigid. Water extraction within the first 12 hours yields an 80% success rate, but past the 48-hour mark, salvageability plummets below 30%. Managing hidden moisture is a race against a rigid biological deadline. A delayed response guarantees maximum financial loss. When visible spots finally do appear, human instinct usually makes the problem worse. Facility managers frequently instruct their cleaning staff to grab a general-purpose cleaner and attack the stain. Scrubbing a visible mold spot mechanically pushes the contamination deeper into the carpet fibers, embedding it directly into the base. This aggressive agitation also triggers a massive spike in airborne spore counts, up to 300% higher than before the area was disturbed. Off-the-shelf mold sprays are equally ineffective. They burn off the visible surface layer but leave the mycelium, the deep, web-like root system of the mold, perfectly intact. Within 2 to 4 weeks, it regrows. Attempting to treat commercial mold as a surface-level stain turns a localized issue into a hazardous, building-wide contamination event. True elimination requires a systematic, expert-level protocol, starting with total environmental isolation. Stage 1 is containment. Professional teams seal the affected area with plastic sheeting and run negative air pressure units. This guarantees viable spores aren't sucked into the building's HVAC system and distributed to other floors. Stage 2 is aggressive moisture extraction. Truck-mounted vacuums and industrial dehumidifiers physically pull the trapped moisture entirely out of the subfloor. This cross-section shows the precise goal of Stage 3. A hospital-grade fungicide specifically designed for commercial textiles penetrates the primary backing and completely dissolves the mycelium at the root level. Stage 4 flushes out the remaining dead spores and allergens using hot water extraction, with temperatures strictly maintained above 60 degrees Celsius. Finally, Stage 5 applies a chemical shield. This protective barrier defends the carpet fibers against future regrowth for up to 6 months. Proper remediation is a highly controlled biological decontamination of the entire subfloor ecosystem. Let's step back and look at the long-term financial realities of commercial carpet management. This bar chart reveals the stark financial math. Implementing a rigorous preventative maintenance strategy costs roughly 10% of the price of a full-scale mold remediation and carpet replacement. To capture those savings, facility managers must schedule quarterly HVAC drain inspections and conduct regular moisture mapping of high-risk ground floors. Staff also need training to identify early warning signs, like a musty odor or unexplainable window condensation, long before mold breaches the surface. Waiting for visible mold is an operational failure. Protecting occupant health and your building's bottom line requires systematically hunting down hidden moisture long before that 48-hour clock ever begins.